Hi, my name is Annie, and I want to welcome you to Annie's Playhouse. I've been collecting dolls since I was a little girl, but started collecting Barbies in the late 1990s. Almost immediately, I started making dioramas with them, and they were scattered all over my house. It was sort of like house decor for me. Well, I'm so happy that you joined me here at Annie's Playhouse for some fun doll play. Today, I'm working on some simple hair makeovers. As you can see, I've got a little salon sort of set up for you. And, well, it's these two beautiful dolls that I'm going to be working on. A friend from Instagram I'm helping out a friend from Instagram. It's essentially these dolls are hers. She has the Zodiac Barbies. I don't know if she has all of them, but I'm suspecting that she's collecting most of them. They came out in 2004. And what happened was the elastic in their hair had deteriorated. And when she took it down, it left this horrible residue. And when she was cleaning it out, I guess when, she let the hair out, she wasn't sure how to get it back. So I offered to help her. So that's what we're working on today. Now, these gorgeous dolls came out in about 2004 and were inspired by the 12 zodiac signs, and each one of them was wearing like a really nice, oopsie, my little diorama's falling apart. Each one of them was wearing a similar gown to this one, well, actually, like identical to this, but in different colors. Each one has their zodiac sign or astrological sign in sort of like bejeweled on their bodice. Just a simple, really nice dress with that decoration, and then a simple satin ribbon and a faux fur little faux fur shawl, I guess they would call it. So what I have here is, I believe, this one, this lovely girl. These dolls are stunning. Just look at that face. They've got this really nice sort of sparkly eyeshadow, and their face molds are beautiful, wonderful earrings. I think they're worth it for the earrings alone. And I believe this one is Sagittarius. And then this girl here is Scorpio. So if you're ever, in the same situation, I know a lot of people thrift dolls and then realize that their hair really needs to be taken care of and made over. A lot of them have this elastic deterioration issue. If you're ever in that situation, the way to get the deteriorated elastic out is with alcohol. And this is a really good idea also, if you buy thrifted dolls, is to look up the original doll. And if you want to restore it to its additional I'm sorry, original hairdo, it's really good to try to get the best photo you can on the internet to just see approximately what it looked like so you can return it to its original state. So I'm going to use these printouts as a little reference. So we're going to work on this girl first because her hair seems to be in the better condition of the two. I can sort of see the pattern of where the original, it looks like they all had these little updos, like a high pony with these bangs or hair pulled over, sort of in a bang situation in two little areas. So I'm pretty confident that we can get this done correctly and bring them back to their, original state as close as possible. So the first thing I'm doing is looking to see if there's any of that residue left, and I can feel that there's some left over here. So I'm just going to take, I also brought some water over because sometimes it really helps to smooth their hair down with water as you're working on it. I don't really want to give these guys a boil wash. I don't want to get the original curl out. So I'm just taking a little Q-tip with some alcohol and rubbing it where there's still a little bit of that sticky residue on, left over by the aged elastic. I mean, you figure, these dolls are 20 years old, so, today we don't really use elastics for things like this. We use, I guess these are vinyl. I don't know what these are. These little elastics, but they're not elastic really. Or rubber. They're elastic, but they're not rubber. So I think they're made from vinyl. But they're readily available at all the drugstores now, and at the dollar stores, they all have them. So I think I got that out pretty well. There's definitely a little bit stuck in there, but I got most of it. Okay. So you can tell by rubbing your fingers on it, and it feels almost like a little knot. These are not, in this case, this elastic is not visible. I think that my friend removed most of or all of the visible rubber band. I guess that's what I should call them, is rubber bands, because that's what they were. Okay, so then another tip is to always use a comb on your Barbie's hair, and be careful of plastic brushes. Plastic brushes tend to frizz out the hair. Plastic against plastic is not that great. Now, this comb is not a metal comb. I've been kind of looking for one. I guess maybe I should order one from Amazon, or I haven't been able to find one locally. I think I've seen some people use pet combs. So the first thing I'm going to do is take each of the sections that I see, and these separate sections, there seems to be 1, 2, there's another one down below. I see 4 basic sections that were used in the original hair design, or the hairstyle. So I usually always start with the bottom, because if it's knotted at all, that's where you want to start working, and then you work your way up, because the idea is to lose as little hair from the doll as possible. So that actually looks pretty good right there. So I'm just going to take this hair that I've separated and combed out, and I'm just going to twist it a little bit and clip it with this little doll clamp or clip, just to get it out of the way. That way we know we've already taken care of that. I'm going to make sure you're seeing what I'm doing here. Then there is this piece here. This is the piece that got pulled underneath, I think, and they put the elastic in it. It really helps to get one of these. I think they used to call these cattails. I'm not sure what they're calling them these days, but the combs with the tip at the end, I find them to be super helpful for making parts and for sectioning off hair. So again, we're going to start at the bottom. There we go. Well, these are, you know, their hair is really beautiful. It's very soft. They have really good quality hair, so that's a plus. Back in the early days, well, I'm not sure when. I've just seen some doll hair. The less expensive ones sometimes don't have good quality hair, and boy, they can get, especially the clone dolls, can get really, really messed up. They're impossible. You know, you've probably seen, if you have kids, or maybe you've experienced it on your own, is that the, you know, the kids right away want to brush the doll's hair, and immediately it's like crazy frizz city. You know, they're just so all frizzed out, and it's impossible to do anything with them once they're, well, I'm not going to say that. You can fix it. I think most people probably just don't know, you know, how, and I think a lot of moms get frustrated because they just see these like little destroyed dolls and they really don't know how to fix it. And really, a good boil wash will fix most of the problems. But you do get, sometimes you do lose the curl. So, you know, I'll be doing some videos on that too later. Sometimes it's really a really good thing to do, and sometimes it's not. So you have to kind of weigh it out. Like these dolls, even though they're 20 years old, you know, I think they were well protected in their box for most of the 20 years, and they've stayed really clean. So their hair really is not dirty. It's just that that elastic situation. So see how nice her hair is? Really, really nice. This, by the way, is such a cute little salon chair. It came with a kit, a little salon. Oh gosh, I think it was from the 90s also. Whoops, sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I think it was on Dolls to Remember that I first saw that chair, and then I wrote a little note and asked what they used, and I picked up that same set because it's got a good weight to it, and the Barbies slide really well into it. So it's really nice to have them held while you're working on the dolls. Okay, so I believe, looking at the photo, I believe that this part comes down first, and then this side part. So I'm going to take this part here, and brush it out one more time. Okay. And when it's nice and smooth, so I can see that it goes behind the ear. Okay, let's see. When it's nice and smooth, I'm pulling it back. I'm going to get this piece out of the way. These little clamps you can find in drugstores too, and at the dollar store. They make really great little Barbie clips. And then this one, maybe we put one more in there just to really keep it out of the way. Oh, I guess it's working now. And then this one, this little one, is what I believe they use to anchor that side one. So I'm just going to I'm using the clear, but you could use, well, you know, you don't want it to show, so you definitely want to, I think the clear is really, really good. Okay, I think we've got it pulled to the back really well. these things are always harder to do on camera, but it is so fun to share your knowledge with people. If you know how to do something, it's super fun to be able to share it. Oh, I've learned so much from watching YouTube videos. You know, when I first, well, I was the kind of doll collector that didn't really, I'm not going to say I didn't play with my dolls, because I played with them plenty. I mean, the first thing I did was unbox them. When I got a new doll, they hardly ever made it out of the parking lot in the days when I used to shop at Toys R Us. The minute I got in the car, I was unboxing my dolls when I got a new doll. But, you know, I didn't really redress all of them. You know, so many of the really beautiful ones, I just felt like they were just works of art, and I wouldn't mess with them. And that, you know, like wash the gel out of their hair or anything like that. That was just not something that even entered my consciousness. And, you know, now I'm seeing, you know, once I got on YouTube and Instagram, I see people doing all sorts of things with their dolls, and I'm like, wow, you know, that never occurred to me to do that, because they were somehow sacred to me. I mean, there were the, what do they call it, the fashion, well, that's for another video, but, you know, there were lines that you definitely played with. They were meant to change their outfits, but, you know, a lot of the real sort of art dolls, I just never, ever thought to change, you know, to change anything about them. They were sort of sacred to me. Okay, so now we have this part here, and I want to make sure it's really, really smooth so that it looks like, you know, she did when she originally came out of the box. I want to see if this is a little knot here, or is that, no, it's not elastic, so that's good. It's not rubber elastic. You can kind of see from the crimping where the original, you know, elastic was. Now, some people will want to boil wash and get that out, so they just do their, you know, their own. But in my case, especially where it's not my doll, I think that my friend would like to keep as much of the curl in at the bottom of their hair, although I could, of course, add it back in. But I feel more comfortable, I think, just leaving that, you know, messing with it as little as possible. Let's put it that way. Okay. Now I feel like this hair as well was brought back to the back of the head. I'm going to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Here we go. So I think I'm going to put another one of these little elastics in there to hold that in place. Okay. And attach that to that little hair in the back as well. I often picture the people who work at Mattel or at these different Mattel-owned companies, the manufacturers, and picture just rows of ladies doing this. Oops, oh, that one ripped. Ladies or whoever works there doing this all day, making Barbie hair and trying to get it perfect each time. So I have heard people complain about these elastics that don't buy them at the dollar store. You know, the quality is not as good as if you buy them at your drugstore. They rip less. I don't really know where I got this one from because I've gotten them in both places. That one could have been just a fluke that one broke, like it did. But, you know, anything with better quality, usually you will get better results as a general rule. So, you do get what you pay for. All right, maybe I can get one more without it breaking. There we go. Okay, so now, let's see how I did. I get this last little hair clip out. These are super cute. They're shaped like butterflies. I love these. Anytime I see these little ones, I remember when they first came out, I nearly lost it. I was so happy. These little butterfly ones are super cute. And then I love these too. These are really pretty. These I use more for like decor in the doll's hair. All right, now let's get this. I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to comb out this pony. And I think what I'm going to be doing is pulling this whole thing up. You know, in retrospect, what I should have done was had her send me a third doll from the same series that had perfect hair. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. She's collecting the whole. I don't know how many she has. I should have asked. But that would have been good to have one that's intact to use as a, you know, prototype sort of, so that I could see really what happened. So this time I'm doubling up this little elastic to make it a little bit stronger. And I'm going to take all the hair that I've pulled together. Make sure you can see. Okay, there we go. And pull it all up. Okay. Now we don't really want that elastic to show. Gosh, you know, I was hoping not to get many strays. I got a few. It's not that bad, but you kind of like really want a smooth look here. I am going to water it down, but maybe I should have watered it down a little bit earlier. Sometimes they get caught, you know, a couple little strands get caught in the elastic and then they don't fall into place with the rest of them. Okay. Okay. Now, I see a little like extra curly area over here. And I'm thinking that I probably need a little strand twisted around to cover up that elastic. See, if I had, you know, a sample of a doll that's intact, this would be a lot easier. So now, I think I'm going to try to get this underneath that elastic. Okay. I might have to do that off camera because I have to lay her down. So I'll show it to you in a minute. Okay, so here we are with this beautiful little Scorpio girl. I think it came out pretty nice. So I struggled with it a little bit off camera. I'll tell you why, because when I lifted her hair up the back, I noticed that it wasn't looking that great. Now, you know, the idea, I don't think is that focused? I don't think that it's, you know, anyone's going to be lifting her pony. You know, as far as I know, she's going to leave this hairdo and not be doing any hair play with her dolls. But these, you know, you have to be careful because the dolls are rooted differently. I mean, I think it came out really nice. It's got the little side, you know, the little side bang, well, side swept hair. That's what I meant to say. This is pulled back. The elastic is covered with hair. And I think it came out pretty nice. But you'll see, I'll show you, these dolls aren't always rooted as well as you would like them to be. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's just that when you look carefully, you know, there's areas of like serious bald spots. It's just the way, you know, when they make these dolls, oh, I see numbers there. That's interesting. See how much baldness there is? I don't know if it shows up that well on camera, but I think it does. So when they decide to do a certain hairdo for a doll, they will save a lot of money by not rooting it really densely and just rooting it in what is necessary for that particular hairdo. So that's what, you know, when I was working on her, I wasn't being that careful to look at the back, and the, you know, it was showing the bald spot, and so I had to redo it off camera because, you know, it is hard when you're doing it off camera. You can like hold it between your thighs, you know, as you're working on it. It's a little bit hard to do it here. For a fussy hairdo like this, I mean, usually it's not a problem, but for a fussy hairdo. So anyways, you know, so we've got Miss Scorpio looking really beautiful. And now it's Miss Sagittarius's turn. So we, you know, she's got darker hair. They both have these really beautiful highlights, which I absolutely adore. So that's one of the challenges, is that you want to get this side swipe in a way that beautiful, you know, the beautiful highlights show in a smooth way across her face, and that here they show coming up. So that's the real trick of it. So I did notice that when I wet her hair, it was much easier to work with. So I am going to do the same thing with this girl. Now I'm just going to switch you guys. You sit back here in the chair because you're all set. There you are. You can just relax. You know, it's so funny. These dolls, like, they seem so human to me sometimes. It may sound silly, but I was just thinking, oh, I should get a magazine for her to look at while she's sitting there. Honestly, don't call them Men in White Coats. I'm not really crazy. It's just that as doll collectors, we get, I don't know, it's like there's an intimacy we have with our dolls. We just like really like taking care of them. We care about them. Like, you should see, I'm not that big on thrifting. I mean, every once in a while I get something really fun at the thrift store, but a lot of doll collectors, it's like they feel like they're saving them. It's kind of like getting a puppy from the pound, that, you're doing something really good by saving these dolls. I know we're a little bit batty. I get it. But, oh, I love it though. I love that we're like that. I love that we care about things. We're not wasteful and with our dolls, and we try to recycle, we try to reuse anyway. Oh my goodness. Maybe I overshared there. I honestly am not crazy, I promise. But I've always been this way with my dolls since I was a little girl. Back in those days, I really did think they came alive while I was sleeping. Just like in Toy Story. I really thought that. I had, I was convinced. But, of course, as an adult, I still care about them. I feel like, oh, I don't know. I almost feel like they have feelings. I know they don't, but I treat them as if they did. There you go. That makes more sense. That makes me seem less crazy. So I am going to work on this girl now, and hopefully this one will be a little bit easier or smoothly now that I've done one. Hopefully I will do the other one will be a little bit smoother. It's funny because my friend said that she was, let's see, this girl was Sagittarius. She said the lighter skin tone was Sagittarius. I think that's what she said, yes. And the darker skin tone was Scorpio. I think that's right. I'm going to have to look it up again because it looks like she got the African American version of both dolls. So I couldn't find them online. It is a little bit confusing because over here on that picture, Scorpio's the one with the dark hair. And Sagittarius has really light hair over there. But, maybe they just came in different skin tones and different hair color at the same time. So, yeah, sometimes things are a little more challenging than you think. Now, if she was my doll and I wasn't doing this for someone else, I would have used, gel in her hair to control it better, and I might have given her a more simple hairdo. But, it is really nice to restore these dolls to the hairdo that they came with, if you're going to use them mostly for display. Now, I don't know for sure, because she has them on made-to-move bodies, so, maybe she is intending to play with them a little bit. I don't know about that. I mean, the hairdo should hold up if she's careful. It should not be a problem, really. Boy, they do have beautiful hair, though. It's nice and soft, it's long, and they're actually quite beautiful. So hopefully this one will be a little bit easier. I think I need oops, oh, honey, I'm sorry. There you go. I think I need to get a few more elastics. I'm trying to think of how many I used on that one. They are so pretty, though. Look at these faces. They're just something really special about them. Really, really pretty dolls. Okay, so I've got this little girl pretty much set. You've got a little loose hair here. Ready for the next step. So I've got this side part. It came out pretty nice. I had to redo it once. And then I have it attached in the back to a little piece from the back. So that's what's holding it at that side part, like it is on this picture. See? Pretty much have that. So now we just have to pull that side part up. So it's definitely a little trickier than what I expected, to be perfectly honest. All right. Okay. So we want to make sure got it pretty nicely combed out over here. I think I'm going to double band it. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, come on. There we go. Tricky business. So, as you're going around with the rubber band, if you should try something like this, there's not a magic number of how many times to go around. Pretty much you know, if your elastic doesn't break, just do it to the amount that you're feeling comfortable, that it's going to hold well, and, you know, without breaking the band. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to avoid dull nudity, but it slips off sometimes. Okay, so now all we have left is to take a little piece of hair and wrap it around the elastic so that that's not showing. And then this is a little bit tricky because you want to hide that with an elastic as well. So it is a little bit tricky. So now the question is, do I put another elastic in here, or do I try to, you know, slip it underneath the last one? And I'm afraid that's going to break if I try to do that. So I think I am going to give it another rubber band here. Okay, I'm going to do it off camera because it's really hard to do it this way. All right, so I'll just show you the back of this now. So see how there's an elastic here pulling these two together, and then I swept that up here and attached it to the ponytail. And then we took a thin piece of the hair and wrapped it around the elastic, and then put an elastic around it and sort of hid it underneath the, you know, the piece that goes around. So I think that came out really well. Let's look at both of the girls together. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's about as good as we can get it, and pretty close to what they originally were, I think. It looks really nice from all sides. It's got that little bit of natural curl on the bottom. And our little salon episode has come to an end. So I hope my friend's happy. I'll see if I can get her to send a picture once she gets the dolls dressed. That would be fun. All right, excellent. Thank you so much for joining me on this little adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way things came out. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you do. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. See you soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Hair so bright, shining in the light. Straight or curly, oh so right. Long or short, we love the style. Makes us happy.